Hello folks, and welcome to another video. In this one I'll be having a look at Nord VPN. Now, what makes Nord VPN so attractive to people who value their privacy and or want to be able to access sites that are geographically locked for whatever reason, be it that you're in a country like China or perhaps you just want to get a cheaper deal on something. So NordVPN enables all of this, and it does a good job through various different speciality servers of hiding your location and encrypting all of your data. Now, NordVPN is available on various devices, including Windows, Linux, Mac, and of course, all mobile phone OSs as well. A lot of the time, when you purchase NordVPN, you will get access to use more than one device. So, for example, if you buy this Plus package, which is the one I have, I'm not too bothered about the Ultimate one, although it's still not a bad deal. You get to use multiple devices on it. Like I said, here you've got a high-speed VPN, threat protection, which is good for blocking adverts and trackers, and it will tell you if a website is known to be trying to phish for your data. 10 devices at once. That means you can put it on for your whole family, in theory, as, you know, chances are you haven't got more than 10 devices that would need this. Anti-malware, advanced browser protection, ad and tracker blocking, cross-platform password manager. I don't personally use that. And a data breach scanner, which is useful. And like I said, I'm not too worried about these bits. I'm not like a famous person who needs to be worried about being hacked necessarily. I mean, I could get hacked, I suppose, but there's not really much to take away from me, to be honest, as a normal person. So you've seen it does all this stuff really well, and especially the fact that they do not store anything. There's no logging. So if you really want to make sure that your data isn't logged, I would consider connecting to one of the nodes where the country itself has no data logging laws. So here we have a list of countries that do not log your data. Now, I personally am very much against data logging. They say it's to protect people, and if you have nothing to hide, then what have you got to worry about? But I'm sure dictators and whatnot in the past would have loved this sort of data logging. And China, for example, logs all of its citizens' data and then uses that to systematically oppress them. So I would say, for me, when a government says we're logging data for your benefit, I would say that is probably not the case. So here's a list of countries that do not log data. Argentina, it hasn't passed any rules that require data logging. Brazil, same thing. The Czech Republic. It doesn't mean these will never change, but it does mean potentially, at least right now, these are the ones you want to connect to. Let's see, Germany used to, but they don't at the moment. The British Virgin Islands, Iceland, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Monaco, Montenegro, Namibia, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, San Marino, Seychelles. Well, the list goes on and on. I tend to connect with a double VPN to Switzerland. And as such, I am very much, when it says, do you want us to log your data? Obviously, no. Now, the US, it says on there, I would disagree widely with that. The United States is part of the Five Eyes program, along with the United Kingdom, Australia, and I can't remember some other countries, but they will almost definitely be logging your data, as it says, the Five Eyes Alliance there. So I wouldn't rely on that. I would say the best one to connect to is probably Switzerland. Yeah, see, here we go, the UK. We think of ourselves as a free country, but our government really do log a lot of data about us, including facial recognition, as we just go about our day in our cities and whatnot. And, I understand this one. If you are suspected of committing a crime, I would have no issue with them logging what you're doing. But the only just logging everyone's data all the time for a year, I think, is very poor. And it says allows ISPs, but you know that they will all be doing that. So yeah, all of these countries here have data retention laws. I mean, some of them it says it's been nullified, but then some are still they've become active again. So I think, in all honesty, Switzerland is probably the best option. And that's good because there are a ton of options here that you can connect to on Nord VPN. Loads and loads of options there where they do not take your data. As you can see, you've got tons and tons of options there. There's Switzerland. You've got loads of options if you want to connect to them. For example, you might want to go on holiday to Rome, and you're charged a premium for booking from the United Kingdom. So you connect to the Rome website, use the built-in translator on your phones, and then book your residence using theirs, thus saving money. So as you see, loads and loads of options here as to where you can actually connect to. There's so many here; it's actually running a bit slow on my thing here. So you've got loads in the United States, although I wouldn't recommend connecting to them. Canada, I wouldn't recommend either. Unless, of course, you're connecting simply to watch programs that aren't available in your geographic area, in which case, do what you like. But for privacy purposes, I would stick to places like Switzerland. So yeah, you've got a lot of different connections all around. So alongside all of these different connections, you've also got speciality servers. You can get your own dedicated IP, which I don't personally use. Obfuscated servers. The purpose there is that if you live in a country that, for example, China tries to ban VPNs, an obfuscated server will actually trick the Chinese ISPs into thinking it's not a VPN. It basically removes all traces of the fact that it's a VPN, so you can connect. Onion is quite slow, but is probably the securest. Along P2P is also pretty secure. But I think a double VPN offers a good balance of speed and the fact that you can connect to Switzerland there. So if we go ahead and connect to that, there we go. So we're on the double VPN. So let's go ahead and put in speed test. Open that up. And let's have a look at what speeds we're getting connected to that. It won't be as fast as if you were just connected straight, but I mean, we're still talking about, I'm a little distance away from my router, and it's not on the latest Wi-Fi 6 standard. But even with a double VPN and a bit of distance, I'm getting 130 meg download west going up and up and up, which is, in all honesty, fast enough for almost anything that you could need it to do. I mean, unless you're really, really hitting it hard, I think you'll be fine with these speeds on there. So as you can see, that is very quick, getting 162 there. So let's go ahead and just connect to United Kingdom, just on a standard server, not double, and we'll see how that affects the speeds. So here we go. Yeah, going up, still going up and up and up and up. So it is faster. It is definitely faster, but I wouldn't say it was so much faster or slower the other way that you absolutely need to not use a double VPN. I feel like the benefits of the double VPN, especially when combined with, for example, Apple's privacy network, I mean, with Apple's privacy network, effectively it's bouncing between 4 different servers, making bad actors' day very hard if they wanted to try and catch you out. So let's go ahead and just turn off the VPN for a second, pause the auto connect. Right, so now we're just connected straight up normal. So let's try this without any kind of VPN connected and see what we get. Obviously, like I said, my bandwidth is somewhat constrained by local conditions, my distance from my router, things like that. Weirdly this time, actually slightly slower. So there you go. It could be something in the background that started downloading, perhaps. I haven't seen anything marked as downloading, but there we go. So it really is fine, I would say, to use a double VPN. If you're doing a lot of online gaming, I'd consider perhaps there's a system on here called split tunneling, and what you can do is use that to enable certain apps to bypass the VPN. For example, if you're playing something like Fortnite and you want to get the maximum speed possible. There's a dark web monitor on here, as well as a mesh net. I don't personally use that, but it's to do file transfers between your devices. You've got threat protection on there. So with this, it enables, like I said, anti-malware. It checks the websites for viruses and phishing and whatnot, and stops web trackers. Now, certain websites don't like this, and they will try not to work, but there's usually a way around it, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. And like I said, of course, that's your map. You've got your dark web monitor and meshnet as well, and you can also have a system wherein it sort of extra encrypts all of your data to resist quantum computing. Not entirely sure what that means, but I think it means if someone's doing a really, really intense attack on you, it should try to resist that. So to round up, NordVPN, no data logging, not a bad price, although do be careful, because although they don't do data logging in general, they're based in countries that don't require it. It doesn't mean that, in theory, if you connect to, for example, a UK or US server, they might be required to log some level of data. So it's worth saying, for example, don't connect to countries like this. If you value your data and you value not having some weirdo in government snooping on you, because let's face it, they got nothing else to do, it seems. So yeah, connect yourself up to any of these countries that don't have it, although I do recommend Switzerland personally, because you can have double VPN then. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope you make use of NordVPN. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just think that's really worthwhile, especially with how governments have been in recent years with, for example, cancelling people's bank accounts and such like, when they disagree with what the citizens say. I think it's worthwhile having a VPN that can help you to stay away from bad actors. And bad actors can include government. Believe it or not, government are not on your side, very, very rarely anyway. So, if you have enjoyed this video and you found it useful, please remember to hit that like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Patreon and whatnot as well. And just show you a couple of other ones on the VPN thing here. So it says France, but it's not really. It's Switzerland there. It's just the way it kind of works. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.